In a world obsessed with Mars missions and moon landings, there's a land far closer and far stranger that we know almost nothing about. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do Antarctica. And maybe that's not by accident, because beneath the ice lies something ancient, something intelligent, and something we were never meant to uncover. Some call it a research station. Others say it's an alien outpost. But those who've seen it with their own eyes, they don't say much at all. In 2018, NASA's ANITA experiment, short for Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna, detected something that rewrote the rules of physics. High-energy particles were rising up through the Earth's surface, not falling from space as cosmic rays usually do, but exploding out of the frozen Antarctic ground. This kind of particle behavior had never been observed before. In fact, it shouldn't even be possible. These cosmic rays, believed to be tau neutrinos, are supposed to interact so weakly with matter that they pass through entire planets undisturbed. But these neutrinos weren't following the rules. They were showing up as upward-pointing cosmic ray-like signals, something that defies the standard model of particle physics. Some researchers considered the possibility of experimental error, but the signals were consistent, detected in multiple flights. This wasn't just noise, it was a message. Could these be signs of an unknown particle, a portal event, or worse, evidence of intelligent manipulation? As theoretical models broke down, whispers began to grow louder. What if this wasn't just a scientific anomaly? Could something buried beneath the Antarctic ice be producing these bursts intentionally? Like the exhaust of a reactor or the side effect of interdimensional activity. This mystery of unexplained energy from below the ice opened a deeper inquiry. What else is hiding there, and has it been seen before? One man, a Navy flight engineer known only as Brian, offered a chilling continuation to this mystery. During a supply mission to the South Pole in the 1990s, his crew received an odd instruction. If you see anything unusual in the sky, say nothing. As they flew over the ice, a shimmering caught the eye of the loadmaster. When Brian looked, he saw 5 disc-shaped objects hovering near the mountains. They sat motionless, then darted between peaks at impossible speeds. No known aircraft could perform maneuvers like that. When he asked the pilot what they were, the response was brief. Well, they're not ours. But the sightings didn't stop. Over the years, multiple crew members reported similar encounters, each more unsettling than the last. And slowly, a pattern began to emerge. These objects always appeared in the same general region. The same region that, years earlier, had been marked as a no-fly zone. That no-fly zone was officially labeled an air sampling station, though no one had ever actually seen it. Then came the medevac mission. Brian's team was responding to a boiler explosion at the Davis Research Station. Following direct orders would have added 30 minutes to the flight, time the patient might not survive. So they flew straight over the restricted area. That is when they saw it. A massive depression in the ice. Not a crater, not a shadow, a hole, roughly 300 feet wide, sloped inward like a ramp leading underground. There were no structures, no signs of human activity, just a clean geometric opening in the middle of the polar plateau. When they returned, they were summoned by senior command and instructed never to speak of what they had seen. If it was nothing, why the silence? The clues didn't stop there. In 1995, a science team stationed in Marie Byrd Land, a desolate and icy stretch of Antarctica, went dark. No check-ins, No emergency beacons, nothing for 7 days. Brian's team was sent to investigate. When they arrived, the site was eerily quiet. Equipment was intact, tents undisturbed. But no one was there. Then, just as mysteriously, the researchers reappeared. They contacted McMurdo Station as if nothing had happened. But when Brian's crew returned to retrieve them, the scientists refused to speak. They abandoned their gear. Their faces were pale, their movements robotic. They looked like people who had been through something unspeakable. What had they seen or encountered out there on the ice? Years later, science would catch up to speculation. In 2017, researchers discovered a network of warm caverns beneath Mount Erebus, a volcano in Antarctica. Inside these caverns, temperatures were measured at over 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Scientists suggested life could exist within them. But what if life already does? A man known only as Spartan 1 claimed to have entered something far more extraordinary. According to his testimony, his unit discovered a partially exposed structure buried in the ice, octagonal, ancient, not made by human hands. Inside, the temperature was stable. The walls emitted a greenish light, though no bulbs or wiring could be found. The thick doors opened effortlessly. Along the walls were symbols, hieroglyphs, but not from any known civilization. Spartan 1 described a presence inside the chambers, a consciousness, watching, waiting. The roots of this enigma may reach back further than anyone expected. In 1938, Nazi Germany sent an expedition to Antarctica. Their objective remains unclear, but they returned with tales of ancient tunnels and unexplained structures. By 1946, the United States launched Operation Highjump, a massive military deployment under the guise of exploration. But they returned early. Their mission was cut short. Admiral Richard Byrd later alluded to a threat, one capable of traversing the globe from pole to pole in moments. Was the U.S. investigating what the Nazis had already found? And did both powers stumble upon the same secret hidden deep beneath the Antarctic ice? Then there's the Peary Race map, drawn in 1513. It shows Antarctica's coastline free of ice. That's impossible, say modern geologists. The last time Antarctica was ice-free was over 6,000 years ago. So how did a 16th century admiral map what we can only now confirm with satellite imaging? Some believe the map was copied from even older sources, perhaps records of a civilization long lost to time. If so, then the secrets under the ice might not be alien in the way we think. They may be the remains of our own forgotten ancestors. Today, Antarctica remains off-limits to the public. The Antarctic Treaty forbids excavation and limits who can explore. Why such extreme restrictions? Some say it's to protect fragile ecosystems. Others believe it's because governments already know what's there and what it means. A presence, a base, a history that predates us, or perhaps includes us in ways we can't yet understand. Maybe Antarctica was never empty. Maybe we were never alone. Whether it's underground bases, lost civilizations, or extraterrestrial tech buried beneath miles of ice, one thing is certain: something is being hidden. And maybe, just maybe, the answers aren't out in space. They're waiting beneath our feet, frozen in time, and getting closer to being discovered.